50 years ago, the Bible, the Ten Commandments, and prayer were still allowed in public schools in America. Abortion was illegal. Homosexuality, pornography, and adultery were considered sins by the majority of Americans. And Christians were making a difference in every area of public life, even in politics. Hi, I'm David Fiorazo. Just like you, I love this country. But God is being blotted out of America. In 1962, we didn't need a movie rating system, and censorship was not a concern for TV programming because violence, profanity, and nudity weren't problems. Zenith sold its first color TV in 1962 when a gallon of gas was just 28 cents. There were no CDs, cell phones, or internet, so churches, libraries, and playgrounds were busy places. Today, the average American family watches 5 hours of television a day. That's 35 hours a week. If we do the math, it's pretty scary because this means that the average family watches TV nonstop for 1,825 hours, or 76 days a year. Someday, every one of us will stand before a holy God, and we'll have to answer for how we used our time, talents, and treasure. In the decade that brought us I Love Lucy, the Flintstones, Johnny Carson, and Elvis Presley, a Gallup poll showed almost 70% of Americans said premarital sex was wrong. Just 21% said it was okay. Fast forward to a few years ago when the same question was asked. Only 32% said sex before marriage was wrong, and over 60% said it was fine. The Bible teaches that we are to resist sin and to separate ourselves from immoral influences. Unfortunately, families have been weakened and we've become desensitized. One of the most important and divisive battles in America is over the life of babies in the womb. Abortion is not only allowed today, but funded by our tax dollars. Same-sex marriage is practically accepted, and public schools encourage sexual openness and experimentation. What changed? We have. In the Bible, it says God's Word is perfect, flawless, that He is eternal. God never changes. So the question then needs to be asked, how did America reach the point where the church is having less impact on culture than culture is having on the church? In Eradicate, Blotting Out God in America, we'll investigate why too many Christians have conformed to the world and show how we're now suffering the consequences as a nation. I'll give you one reason right now. Brand new research reveals one of the major problems with Christianity in America. Only 19% of believers read or study the Bible every day. The Bible is our lifeline. If it's not apathy among believers, it's the constant attacks on Christianity. There are enemies working right now to destroy America's Judeo-Christian roots from within. Eradicate is my way to help sound the alarm and to encourage you to understand the times and have a sense of urgency. God can use you, and America really needs you. So much has shaped the United States since John Hancock said, "We recognize no sovereign but God, and no king but Jesus." Just in our lifetime, we've seen such a rapid decline of morality and a dumbing down of the next generation, we hardly know what hit us. So here we are in 2012, where the downward spiral of Christian silence has become almost deafening. If we don't start speaking up, America will keep falling. According to Relevant magazine, 64% of unmarried Christians in the 18 to 29 age range have had sex within the last year. Oh, and with the help of our tax dollars, condoms are being handed out in schools across the country. But don't blame the kids. They're just following their celebrity role models, believing their liberal professors, and listening to secular music all day. Christians need to impact politics again. Charles Finney said, "God will bless or curse this nation according to the course Christians take and who they support with their precious votes." In Blotting Out God in America, you'll learn how important it is for Christians to have a worldview based on biblical truth. We'll revisit some American history and document how God is being removed from the public square. We'll look at the NEA and see how secular progressives and humanism have influenced public education. We'll expose Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, and the dark history of the abortion movement, including eugenics and population control. From a Christian perspective, we'll investigate President Obama's background, beliefs, and policies. We'll scrutinize today's anti-Christian media and we'll uncover communist, Marxist, and socialist movements right here in the United States. Now, 50 or 100 years ago, some folks said it could never happen in America. But tragically today, people are saying, how could this be happening in America? We're now facing a moral and spiritual state of emergency. This culture war parallels the spiritual battle for the soul of America, and we need to remember that our struggle is not against flesh and blood. Francis Schaeffer wrote, "This is not a friendly gentleman's discussion. It is a life and death conflict between the spiritual hosts of wickedness and those who claim the name of Christ." So let's encourage others to trust God, fight the good fight of faith, and help save a dying country. Romans 13:11 says, "Do this, knowing the time, that it's already the hour for you to wake up from your sleep." Right now, salvation is closer than when we first believed. Eradicate is a message for America. Let's make a difference again and be part of the solution. Let's live counterculture for Christ. To see the extended version of this introduction to Eradicate, please go to blottingoutgod.com.